Hello everyone, this is Eli J. Brown / Eli J. Brony, and welcome to another Hero Factory overview video, which goes over an entire series of heroes, and in this case, I am going over all of the heroes from Breakout, both Wave 1 and Wave 2, because I consider that to really be one series, not two different series that just follow along with one another, but really one series, and Breakout was pretty much where they started with the old roots of Bionicle, having two releases of sets within the same year, just at different parts of the year, such as some sets being released at the start of the year, and the other sets being released halfway through the year. And in this case, that is what happened with Breakout. Ordeal of Fire and Savage Planet were considered two different series of sets, though that pretty much was the 2003 of Hero Factory. 2011 was the 2003 of Hero Factory, since 2003 released two different series of sets. It released the Bo-Rock Hall set at the beginning of the year, and then later on in the year, they also released the Roxy set, as well as Makuta, and, you know, all of those sets that leads up to the events of Mask of Light. Those were also considered to be two separate series, and 2011 pretty much did the same thing, having two different series. And I really don't, I'm not really sure if okay, to be quite fair, both Bionicle G1 and Hero Factory had only one wave of sets released at the first year that they had come out. And so, basically, in both of those years, there was one case where we would have a year that had two series of sets that each followed their own storyline, and then every other year, we would have one story that goes for an entire year, rather than switching the story halfway through the year. Alright, so, now let's get on to the actual heroes themselves. I'm going to move the camera around a bit, so we can look at all of the different heroes. And the heights for the different heroes pretty much varies from one another. Like, you have some heroes that are a lot taller than the others, and then you have one big hero that is taller than all of them, and that being Stormer XL. And the XL heroes was quite something that happened in the Hero Factory series, where we would have one bigger hero among all of the others, as opposed to having just a number of different heroes that are normal size. I guess they wanted to follow along with how sometimes in Bionicle, while there would be cases where most Titan sets are villain characters, they did want to bring in a number of heroic Titan sets. And I can understand what they were doing when going through that route, having one hero be the biggest of all of them. And the choice of having Stormer being the big hero for the series, the XL, as opposed to the last series where they had Raka XL. Raka was he was the new guy in the Savage Planet series, and he got the XL, which was quite unusual for the newest hero to get an XL release. And then Inferno, he would get an XL in the Brain Attack series in the following year, and then Evo, in the end, he would receive the XL machine. Although he wouldn't become an extra large hero himself, he would just get an extra large mech compared to the other mechs that were released in that series. Now, one of the things that was very noticeable about the Breakout heroes would be the fact that they switched back to the original head design, the first series head, the Clitorian style of head. And, well, of course, we only have 6 characters here that have been with us from the start. Stormer has his original headpiece, Inferno has his, Surge is his, Breeze is hers, Bulk has his, and Stringer has his. So any heroes that were in the first series get their original first series heads back, and I'm switching angles because I think that staying in one angle for the entire video would get a bit boring for some of the audience after some time. And then here with Raka, Nex, and Evo, they are the newer heroes of the series, all released in 2011 for the first time. Though of course they were introduced in different parts of the year. Nex and Evo were introduced in the 2.0 series, while Raka was introduced in the 3.0 series. Though of course Nex was also in the 3.0 series, but he was already a hero that we had before. He was just making another appearance after his first appearance. And the design of the helmets are really nice. I really like how, while trying to make them be 1.0-ish, if some people do refer the first series of heroes as being 1.0, it is also good that they did manage to capture the original appearance of Evo and Nex, since Evo still has the same lower guard piece that he had in the 2.0 series, and the same can go for Nex, such as with all of the, with the overall mouth piece that is shown right there. So Rocket, on the other hand, he had a completely different visor, or completely different mask, which doesn't really look anything like any version of Rocket that we have had before. Though of course the only version that we did have before in set form would be Rocket 3.0. And I guess it would be kind of difficult to try to make a version of Rocket's lion mask be in 1.0 style. And another thing that was introduced in this series is that all the heroes now have the white hero cores. They don't have different colored hero cores anymore. They now have... Sorry, it's just that with past videos I've noticed that there was some muffling sometimes because I think that the part of the camera where the sound is supposed to come in from got covered up and I didn't notice that. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, the hero cores, they're all white in this case, and they've all stayed white throughout the rest of the series. I really don't get why they decided to have them be all white instead of having them be different colors. They all had the codes on the back, which you could put into the game, so you could get some extra game points. I think all of the codes that I have now are used, and I don't think that they are all accurate to what type of code you would have received, or how many points you would have received for each code. Every code is different. Like if you got two of the same set, the code on the back would be different, though I do remember somebody made a claim that he got two of the same set, and the code on the hero cores both said the same thing. Although I disagree there, because I did get two split-face sets, and the codes on the back of them were different. So I really don't know why that guy was claiming that the codes on the back are the same, because I've also experienced getting two of the same sets, looking at the backs of the hero cores that came in those sets, and saw that they are different. Yeah, even the heroes, the villains got the hero cores, but they were only added in so there could be game points. And another thing is that they each got a different design of printing on their armor, such as Breeze having kind of a hybrid chest piece, having the hexagons on her chest, and Surge having the electric bolts on his chest. Inferno has the flames. Evo has that circuit board. Next also is the circuit board. Stringer has the sonic waves, Bulk has gears, Rocket has, I suppose, scratches. And Stormers, I think they're supposed to be representing ice, since that is the area that he goes to. And as far as the colors are concerned for each of the heroes, well, some of them were really good. I did like the combination of some colors, although others did not seem to be all that to my taste. I mean, when Wave 2 came around, the colors of the chess pieces for the heroes would go very differently, although Stormer still has the white chess piece, though of course he also has a silver chess piece underneath there. Now, Bulk's chess piece is alright. I do think that Bulk has a pretty decent look in this version of him. I also really like how Stringer looks in this version. Sure, he doesn't have orange or Keach orange as his secondary color anymore, and stupid camera, why do you keep doing that? How he now has blue as his secondary color, and it also is great that he has the translucent main body piece, which is quite an unusual occurrence to have a translucent main body piece. He, of course, is the only hero in this series to have that. And then there is Nex, who got a completely different look to him, having a white main body piece. Why couldn't they have made it orange instead? I guess it's just something that you would have to get used to, though I personally would have given him an orange main body piece, not a white one, but it was what we got, and I suppose LEGO just had to come up with some sort of idea for that. Now, I have heard that there were lots of people that disagreed with how the 2.0 heroes looked, you know, with the visor and the skull cap that goes on their heads instead of the single mask. Of course, in the 3.0 series, they did go to having single masks be put onto their heads, and those are really nice. But lots of people did really want to have the original heads come back, and much to our surprise, LEGO actually listens to us. If only YouTube would listen to us. Now, another theme that the Breakout series heroes had is that, well, it's called Breakout because the villains have broken out of jail, and it is up to the heroes to go and recover them. And a nice addition is that they added in the handcuffs to each of the heroes so that we can handcuff the villains. It was really nice to see in the TV series how there were these handcuffs, you know, the big glowy circles that the heroes could put onto the villains. And of course, in Breakout, they actually made a new type of hero cuffs, which are pretty nice, and it is good to receive handcuffs in set form this time around, so that now you can just go ahead and capture different villains using the different handcuffs that you have. Though, of course, some of the past villains, well, some of them you can do. Some of the past villains can be caught and cuffed the same way that the villains in Breakout can be caught. And the different weapons that they had brought in was also, well, for the majority of them, they were pretty nice. Some of them receiving new weapons, while others receiving weapons that they had not received before. Stringer's weapon is really nice. I really like the look of that one. Bulk has a pretty nice weapon too, over on his back right there. Next has this laser. Rock has got the crossbow. Inferno's got the harpoon. Surge has his old electrical weapon. Breeze has these blades. Stormer also has a set of blades. And Evo, well, he has a tank arm, and that's pretty much his only weapon. He doesn't have any other weapon other than the shooter. Now, all the heroes in the series do have shooters, but for Evo, this is the only thing that he's gotten. Every other hero has some other sorts of different weapon. Now, of course, some of the heroes do turn out pretty nicely, and they did look just as we hoped that they would, but lots of people didn't like how Surge looked, considering the huge amount of lime that is put onto his arm. and also how short he turned out to be. And, well, pretty much to sum it all up, Stormer XL, certainly amazing. Bulk, he turned out pretty nicely. Rocket turned out pretty nicely. Inferno turned out great. Breeze was very nice. Surge probably could have been done better. Evo is okay. Nex could have had some things better done about him. And Stringer I find to be fantastic. So that's basically my thoughts about each of the Breakout series heroes. That was my thoughts about each of these heroes. What are your thoughts? Let me know, and I will see you again next time.